I'm going to share with you now a recipe for green ginger soup. Now, if you've never made a raw soup before, don't be put off. Sometimes the thought of eating a soup that is technically cold may not be appealing to you, but because of the ginger in this recipe and the avocado, it's actually quite a warming dish. And if you use a Vitamix or another high-speed blender, you can actually warm it up if you blend it for an extended period of time. So, first of all, to talk you through the ingredients, very simple and straightforward everyday ingredients here. We have a cup of chopped tomatoes, we have half a cup of pure water, 2 cups of fresh spinach, half an avocado, half an inch of fresh ginger, and finally the juice of half a lemon. And you may or may not choose to add olive oil at the end just to thicken it up or give it a certain richness. So we'll see, we'll do the taste test as always. So I've got our blender here, and you don't need a Vitamix for this. You know, this is a fairly easy recipe to make. The only difference is if you do have a normal lower price blender, then you may need to blend for longer to get the spinach ground down properly. So first of all, we're going to put in our tomatoes, add in our water. As always, it pays to put in the more juicy or liquid ingredients first, and then pack in the spinach. And also by putting the tomatoes in first, it'll help pull down the spinach when we come to blend. Then we take half an avocado. And just watch out, as always, for any brown bits. You don't want to be putting those in. This one's actually really good, really good. And okay. And then the ginger, you'll probably find that it'll actually help you with any blender, but especially a more economical one, to chop the ginger up a little bit first to help with the actual blend, so you don't end up with chunks of ginger at the end. And then finally, with the juice of half a lemon, it will depend on how juicy your lemon is, so if you don't feel it is that juicy, you know, just bear in mind you may need to use the other half as well. So that will all be revealed in the taste test ultimately. Alright, so that's all our ingredients. Now for the blend. We'll start off on a slow speed and then build up, and we should have our soup in next to no time. Okay, so when you're sure that it is really well blended, you just want to take a check of that, because you don't want bits of spinach. You don't want bits of spinach there. So that's what we have. Just going to have a little taste test. Wow, it's actually superb. If you wanted to thicken it up a bit, you could, of course, with avocado, or if you wanted to thin it out, you could with the tomato or a bit more lemon juice or more water. But this is actually perfect, which is always good news. I'm going to pour that in the bowl so you can see. It's a really nice consistency as well. And perfect portion for one. And then finally, when it comes to finishing off the dish, you may wish to add in a few sprinkled nuts or some finely chopped vegetables. I'm just going to finely chop a red bell pepper here just for a bit of colour, because green and red always look great together. And as I say, if you want it warmed up, you could actually use warm water in the first place instead of normal room temperature water, or you could just blend it for an extra long period of time. So, yeah. Just a small sprinkling of red bell pepper there, and we have a wonderful soup, which I hope you will enjoy and make yourself at home.